Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you for tuning in to the first edition of
Schwartz and Eiland's ASMR, which stands for American Sports, Movies, and Records. Also meaning music. Thank you for tuning in to our first episode. We're going to get it started right away by just giving a quick introduction of what is going on here. This was a project for my communication senior seminar class. We've been trying to do this for a long time, and this kind of gave us an excuse to actually do it. So we're happy to be here. Let's get right into it. And we're going to start with sports. And obviously, first thing we're going to start with, if you know us at all, Bucks fan, Celtics fan. We're going to go right ahead and start with the Bucks and Celtics series. So the first two games are done. And let's just say that Bucks fans and Celtics fans have gone through quite the roller coaster of emotions.
Oh, yeah. You guys came out and punched us in the face right after the first game. Our players and coach even admitted it. And
you punched us right back in the stomach because that was much worse than game one for you guys. So a quick recap. The Bucks, I don't want to say they dominated right out the gate. In game one, like they had a pretty good first half, but I think the second half is where things really got out of hand. The Celtics just said, we're just going to come at you right away. Jaylen Brown decided to absolutely lose it for 25 points in the first half. So long story short, Bucks won game one, Celtics won game two. We are tied 1-1. Christian, where do you think that this series is going to go?
I think this is coming all the way back to Boston for a game 7, and let's just say I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would feel confident too. We don't have our second best player, and it showed in the second game at least. I feel like the first game showed a lot of what the Bucks can do without Middleton, and the second game showed what the Celtics can do when their two best players, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, are actually playing like they're supposed to.
Well, especially with the way the Bucks play defense with giving up the three-point shot. Saw it a lot in game one. I still think you need to attack from time to time, but when you're going up against Giannis and Brook Lopez in the paint, it's going to be tough. So you have to make those outside shots, which the Bucks are giving up.
Yeah. And, I mean, it helps, too, without Middleton starting. We have what Twitter has started to call the Bucks tree lineup, which is putting Bobby.
That's amazing.
It's putting Bobby Portis in there too, and if I have the heights right, I'm pretty sure Brook Lopez is 7 feet, Giannis is 6'11", and Bobby is 6'10". So having all three of those guys in there helps us with the board. It didn't matter yesterday, so there's not really much else you can say about that. It's an even series. I'd like to say I'm an avid Bucks believer, as you know. But, I mean, the Celtics are really freaking good. And they destroyed us last night without their best defender in Marcus Smart. They destroyed us without Derek White, who started over Marcus Smart, scoring a single point. So, I don't think Giannis is going to score 5 points in the first half again.
Not at all.
But I would be surprised if the Celtics didn't win. So I am going to say also probably Celtics in 7.
I expect game 3 to probably start out with a heavy dose of Giannis.
Yeah.
Because if you can get him going, then that just opens up everything else.
Bucks are unstoppable when Giannis gets going.
Yeah.
So you hear it from both of us, Celtics in 7.
I do want to give this man a personal plug. He was the first to inform me of Marcus Smart being out, and that was 5 minutes before I got any notification whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure this man is like the new Woj or whatever.
I was scrolling Bleacher Report. I just saw it. It wasn't anything special.
I kid you not, I got the notification 5 minutes after he texted me and clicked it, and it said like posted 39 seconds ago.
Call me Woj. Tonight we've got 76ers and Heat, which, by the way, we're recording Wednesday night. You will probably be seeing this Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. We don't know how the Sixers Heat game is going to end up, but I mean, personally for me, the Sixers don't have Joel Embiid, who is going to finish top 3 in MVP. I just don't see how the 76ers are going to make it out of this. There's no chance.
I don't either, especially with how James Harden has been playing recently. Like, never had confidence in the Sixers anyway. And then especially going up against a Heat team who the sixth man of the year for them was Tyler Hero.
Yep. Tyler
Scores like 25 points off the bench, so he'd be starting on any other team. Kind of speaks to the talent they got there.
Yeah, they are deep. Our boy PJ Tucker over there, Jimmy Butler is still a veteran grinder over there.
Kyle
Bam,
Lowry,
Kyle
but he's
Lowry.
out now for at least maybe the next game or two.
Really, I didn't know that.
I think so.
They got Bam Adebayo, who's one of the best young centers in the league right now. He's a beast. I don't see the Sixers lasting more than 5 games. So.
Oh, yeah. Especially if Embiid is out more than 2 games.
Yeah. He's out indefinitely, I think, isn't he?
He's got concussion and
an eye contusion or something like that.
So I think there's something where if he passes concussion protocol, he might try to play.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye out on that then.
We'll see what happens.
Then we've also got in the I was going to say the AL. This is not baseball. In the West, we've got Grizzlies and Warriors, which is turning out to be an awesome series. Did you watch the game yesterday? That game was intense.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see most of it. I saw most of the fourth quarter, but just seeing that was crazy.
Especially with how high emotions were in the first game, and Klay Thompson missing 2 free throws at the line to put him up by 3, but then defending John Morant on what could have been the game-winning layup.
That was insane.
But then game 2, Ja putting up, how much was it?
47. He had 47. Yeah. The man is a disappearing act at some points, and then just turns it on some games, and that's what I'm worried about for the Grizzlies, is they're too inconsistent.
They're a young team.
They are.
It would be fair to say that they overachieved this year, but I also think they will be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Oh, for sure. But right now, I think it's Warriors. I think you gotta go Warriors in 6.
I think the Warriors are the team to beat out west.
I wouldn't disagree with you. What is your prediction? What are you thinking?
They're heading back to San Francisco is where they play?
Yeah.
They're heading back to San Francisco
They're
now?
going back to Golden State, yeah.
Okay. I'd probably have to say Warriors in 6 as well. They'll win it on their home court in game 6. If they take both at home, I might be saying this series is done in 5.
That wouldn't shock me either.
No, not
Don't get me wrong, I love the Grizzlies as a team.
Oh, yeah.
Love watching John Morant play. Jaren Jackson is an animal. Brooks is great. I love watching their team, but I just don't think they're consistent enough. For one thing, like I said, Morant is a disappearing act way too much. Jaren Jackson fouls way too much. He fouled out yesterday, didn't he? Yeah. So he's probably their second best player, wouldn't you think? So your second best player can't be fouling out so much. He's got to not be so aggressive. He's got to know when to be aggressive.
But you can also make the argument that what was the Grizzlies' record without John Morant? They went
they had only 4 losses.
Exactly. So
5 losses?
I don't know.
I mean, he's still their best player.
Oh,
but that's
for
just
sure.
insane.
You'd much rather
that shows,
have them on there playing than not.
Yeah, that just shows how deep they are. It's kind of crazy.
Very true. Especially with how young of a team that is. This experience for them is going to be invaluable.
Yeah. Speaking of deep, we're going to go right ahead and talk about the Suns and the Mavs, which I love. I don't love Luka. Luka makes me so mad sometimes. I can't stand watching that dude play. So I just got to say, I think it's going to be, not just because I don't like Luka, don't get me wrong. The Mavs are still a good team, but the Suns are just built different. They're missing their best player. Second best? Do you think
Booker?
Yeah. I think he's their best.
I would agree he's their best, but was he back for game 1?
I
thought I saw something that he was questionable or something for game 1. He did play.
He did play. Okay, so that makes sense why they won.
Yeah.
Okay. Forget that. I mean, they did make it out of the first round, they did make it out of the first round without him.
Yep.
So I mean, that's still speaking to how deep the team is. But anyway, so Devin Booker is playing, but yeah, that's just proves my point even more. It's your Suns
best player goes out and you can still
get out of the first round.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what happens that's what comes from being a 1 seed. You just gotta
You just have that talent, and I mean the Suns do have that talent. Suns are winning in 6 at least, or at most.
I was about to say worst case scenario, Suns in 6.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more towards Suns in 5. How much did Luka put up in the first game? Didn't he put up like 40?
45 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. They still got smoked.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Could we see a sweep? I'd like to think that the Mavericks are going to win a game.
I would too, especially going back once they get back to Dallas. I think they'll at least take one of those.
Yeah,
they have to take one of those.
They have to take one. Yeah, I'll give it to them. I'll say Suns in 6. I'm still going to go Suns in 6.
Huh.
I'll give the Mavs the benefit of the doubt. I feel like they can win 2 of these, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they swept.
Exactly. Crazy to think that the 2 teams that met in the finals before Middleton's injury, but the 2 teams that met in the finals last year are possibly better this year, especially with all the injuries you guys dealt with, and you still finished with the record you did.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. If Middleton doesn't go down, I don't see how the Bucks and Suns don't meet in the finals again. But with Middleton down, I can definitely see us getting knocked out by the Celtics.
I think whoever wins that Bucks-Celtics series is representing the East in the finals.
Yeah, I don't know. I still worry about the Heat, but those Celtics are pretty good. Celtics-Heat would be a pretty good... That would be a good matchup, too. I think I would enjoy watching that even if the Bucks went out. I'd probably root for the Heat, though. No offense.
I hate you.
So now we're going to talk about the NFL draft. Now that we're out of the NBA range, the NFL draft took place throughout the span of last weekend. It started the first round started on Thursday, and then second and third round went on Friday, and then 4th through 7th went on basically the entire evening on Saturday.
Yep.
So I mean, as a Packer fan, it was fine watching it. I mean, pulled my hair out a little bit when they did not pick a receiver again in the first round. But, we came back and we traded up. First of all, our first round picks were great. We got, listen to this name.
Oh, yeah.
Quay Walker. The dude's name is Quay. I love that. That's enough for me already. I was a little annoyed that we didn't even pick the best linebacker in the Georgia defense. But in all fairness, he ended up getting picked in the 3rd round, so I guess I can kind of forgive them for that. According to his scouting report, this guy has a lot more NFL, he's already adapted well to the NFL. He might be ready quicker.
Yeah.
Nakobe Dean might have more potential, but for a team who's trying to compete right now, like the Packers are trying to do, I think that's a good pick.
Especially that will shore up your run defense.
Yep.
Immediately.
Yep. Terrible run defense. Don't forget that. Our run defense was in the bottom 10 in the league, so that's another good thing. Speaking of run defense, we also got a D tackle with the 28th pick. We had 2 first-round picks, and we got another Georgia defender in Devontae Wyatt, which this is a fun fact, too. The Packers are the first team ever to pick 3 Georgia players in a row with their last first-round picks, because last year we picked Eric Stokes, who also went to Georgia. So that was kind of cool. That was a fun little tidbit. But yeah, Devontae Wyatt looks like a stud. He's a big dude. I think he's he's a massive dude. And he played for that Georgia defense who won a title. They won the national title this year, so that's good.
Convincingly throughout the season, too.
Yeah.
That defense was insane.
Yeah. Definitely had to have been the best defense in the country. So, I'll take 2 players from the best defense in the country. Do you want to talk about the Colts picks at all? He's a Colts fan. Did the Colts have a first round pick?
No.
The Colts did not have a first round pick. So we won't talk about the first round. We'll go right ahead to the second. And I'm going to start first again because the Packers ended up making up for not picking a receiver. They traded up for the second pick in the second round, and they got Christian Watson from North Dakota State. Not the receiver I was expecting them to pick. I really wanted George Pickens. No offense to Christian Watson. I hear that he's got really good speed. He's a really good route runner. They have a little bit of a fear of his physicality as a receiver. But, I'm cool with the receiver, finally. And they actually got 2 other receivers later in the draft. So the Packers did fill their biggest needs, which was good. All in all, I guess if I would give the Packers draft a grade, I'd give them a B minus, C plus, because I just didn't feel like they always picked the best people available at the positions. And like that's so frustrating to me. I know that like the draft board isn't always how things are gonna go.
Yeah, it's not gonna shape out perfectly every time or how you want it to, but
yeah, and you're not gonna know until like 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But like my original reaction, I give them a B minus, C plus. Going to the Colts, first pick was a wide receiver.
yeah.
See, that's crazy when you have an area of need and you really need to pick them. That's your first pick of the
In
draft.
Ballard we trust, my man. I love Chris Ballard.
Yeah.
We addressed wide receiver, tight end, offensive tackle, I believe as well, which were 3 areas of need. Our tight end retired. Our offensive tackle, I believe, retired. No, we didn't re-sign our offensive tackle. I'm blanking on the name, but he came off of an Achilles injury the year prior, I'm pretty sure. And we had him on like a 1-year contract and just didn't re-sign him. He struggled a little bit more in the passing game, which when you have Carson Wentz as your quarterback, you kind of need to be pretty good with protecting your quarterback in the passing game. He did really well in the running game, which Jonathan Taylor really benefited from. But yeah, so we addressed it. Offensive tackle, which I was very happy about. I was also very happy about our tight end pick. I can't remember his name. I want to say we got him in the 3rd round. Yeah, overall, I was happy with it. Since we didn't have like a 1st round pick and couldn't really get one of the more top end receivers, but Chris Ballard has also been known to find gems in the later rounds. Like that's where, for example, Darius Leonard came from. He was a 2nd round pick. Braden Smith, one of our offensive linemen, was a 2nd round pick, I believe, as well. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'd probably give it about a B, I'd say. Yeah.
The tight end that you got was Jelani Woods from Virginia, and the tackle that you got was Bernard Raymond from Central Michigan. You also got Andrew Ogletree.
I'm pretty sure he is like a 6'7" tight end.
That's not that big. Yeah, 6'7" is big.
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
6'7" is pretty big.
It's not big for basketball, but it's big for football. I think that's why I screwed that up. All right, so besides talking about our own teams, who do you think had the best draft?
Honestly, dude, I'm gonna go with what I said when the first team that popped into my head before when we were talking about it, but the New York Giants.
Yeah.
They really addressed some spots of need. Granted, they're not picking up Daniel Jones' contract, so they'll probably have at least his 5th-year option, so they'll probably have to readdress quarterback soon. But they had 2 picks in the 1st round. They had Kevon Thibodeau and Evan Neal. They're addressing their edge and their offensive line, 2 areas that they struggled with for the past how many years?
Long time.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is terrible.
Exactly.
Which is part of the reason that Daniel Jones can't do anything.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's big. Thibodeau was also projected to possibly get picked 1st overall. Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that they got him with 5th, that's pretty good. And then they got a receiver, too.
Yep.
Wayndale Robinson.
Took another guard in the 3rd round, addressing the O-line more.
I'm a big fan of their draft. I mean, you have 2 picks in the 1st round. You kind of have to do well.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't screw those up.
Yeah. I think my favorite draft, I'm going to go with the same division. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they didn't always have the picks, but, I mean, they used those picks wisely for a lot of good things. They traded for AJ Brown from the Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
He's very happy to hear about that as a Colts fan, coming from the AFC South. So that was big news coming from that front. They drafted another Georgia defender, Jordan Davis, a D tackle in the 1st round. Like I said, they ended up with Nakobe Dean in the 3rd round, and in between then they picked up a center. You know, Jason Kelsey's getting up there in age. Seems like an ageless wonder, but he's going to retire eventually, so that was big.
So while their defense, Eagles' defense isn't the best, they got some good young guys for it, especially, as you mentioned, arguably the best linebacker on that Georgia team, which was the best defense in the country. And then they got another weapon for Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
To pair with Devontae Smith. Two pretty nice wide receivers they got there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Eagles and Cowboys go at it, especially with my roommate being a Cowboys fan. Talking about you, Jared. You're probably not going to watch this, but it's fine. All right, now that we've gotten through the sports, let's go ahead and talk about the movies. And you can't talk about movies without talking about that today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Again, this is on Wednesday night. So if you're watching this on May 5th and you're like, this isn't Star Wars Day,
pay attention to the date.
Pay attention to the date. But, since this is the episode that's going to come out for Star Wars Day, we might as well go ahead and talk about the Star Wars movies a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we didn't read the books. I don't know if the books are any good, but we're going to start talking about the prequel series first. Well, the prequel series 1, 2, and 3,
yes.
Which is Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
We both agreed that the prequel series isn't great. We also agreed that we think the best Star Wars movie comes from the prequel series, which is the third one. Revenge of the Sith, best Star Wars movie.
Amen.
You can't beat the lava battle, I don't think.
Dude,
You can't beat the lava battle. It's amazing.
The emotions you go through during that whole scene and everything, too, it's insane. I love it.
I will admit, too, when I was a kid, I watched the prequel series first before I watched the original series.
Really?
So I had no idea that Anakin was Darth Vader. And so the emotional downturn that you just see from Anakin throughout the entire second and third movie, I didn't know what was happening. I had no idea that that's how it was going to turn out. So, just seeing that happen. Yes, there's some very poor acting in some points of the second movie especially.
Yeah.
But just seeing the anguish coming out of Anakin, it's super cool. So,
Well, I might be showing a little bit of my nerd side here, but when I was a child, I loved the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga game.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, new Skywalker Saga came out, and for episode 3 with Revenge of the Sith, Anakin's eyes are all yellow to show that he's evil and stuff like that.
awesome.
It's kind of crazy, man.
You have the game already?
Dude, I'm through episodes 1 through 6.
Dang! I'm about to play with you. I need to play that.
For sure.
I love the Lego Star Wars game.
It's incredible. We're both seniors in our final semester at college. Yeah, slides hit.
Slide is hitting hard.
Yeah. So that's why I've been doing that instead of schoolwork.
I respect it.
Thanks, dude.
So yeah, that's the prequel series. The original series, which is
A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
boom. Thank you. You have it
Of course.
better than I do. Obviously, that's the OG. That's the bomb.
Yeah.
There's really not much else to say. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, even if you're not a Star Wars nerd.
Exactly.
They're so good. They're all so
incredible.
good. I think we can agree that the second best one is the Return of the Jedi, right? It has to be, right? I don't know. Empire Strikes Back.
I was about to say, I really like Empire. Empire
Strikes
really
Back is really
But
good too.
the final battle between Vader and Luke, and then Vader literally saving his son's life.
Boom.
Yeah.
So good. So
Yeah.
good. And I mean, that was the thing that sucked about watching the prequel series, is the big twist in Empire Strikes Back wasn't a twist to me because I already knew what happened, and I was so confused because I was a child. I didn't know which one. I didn't know that the prequel series came out before the original series, so I'm like, why is this such a big deal? I already know this. What's happening? It's so good though. It's so good. And then the sequel series.
7, 8, 9. I can't even remember their actual names right now.
7th is. Well, the last one is Rise of Skywalker.
Right. Yep.
8th one is atrocious. So bad.
It's not the name, but
No, but it should be.
long story short, if you've never seen Star Wars, you have to watch them. 7, 8, and 9, you just have to watch just to say you watched it.
Just to complete
Yes.
the Star Wars story.
Exactly.
I don't think we need to get into it anymore.
You'll understand.
Feel the disappointment that we do. Yeah. A much better topic than the sequel series is the Batman.
Oh, man.
I'm wearing a Marvel shirt, but man, I loved... Did you just roll your eyes? I saw you roll your eyes. But man, this movie was so good.
Movie was incredible.
Not the level of The Dark Knight. In terms of a movie.
Not the level of The Dark Knight, but it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty
good.
It's still pretty good. I will not stray from this opinion. I tell everybody this. I'm going to keep telling everybody this. It's not a better movie. It's a better Batman movie.
Are you saying the Batman is
a better
Batman
movie?
I agree with you.
The Batman just shows how dark and gruesome Batman is supposed to be, like from the comics anyway.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking Batman from the comics, then you understand like how this Batman is like the right way he's supposed to be portrayed.
And especially because Batman is the world's greatest detective, and that's how he was in this movie.
Yes, exactly.
He was a detective. Yeah, there was crime fighting and cool fight stuff and like that in the movie, but it wasn't just like he came across stuff. He had to actually go and hunt stuff down in a stereotypical way, search for clues and all that.
Yeah, right, exactly. And just like, we gotta try to do our best not to spoil it, because I know there are still plenty of people who probably haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen it, it's on HBO Max, and we don't know how much longer it's gonna be on there. We were talking about it before. We have no idea.
Exactly.
It could be gone at any moment, so you gotta watch it.
It could be gone tomorrow.
You make sure you watch it. It's fantastic.
It's 3 hours, but I kid you not, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time in the movie theater.
It's worth it.
It's incredible. Worth it. It's absolutely amazing.
And it doesn't get... I've seen it 3 times. It doesn't get old. It's not as good as The Dark Knight, but better Batman movie. The villain is up there with the villain of The Dark Knight. It's Riddler is up there with Heath Ledger's
really
Joker.
Good.
I really don't want to expose anything, but Penguin was my favorite part of the movie. Penguin was so good.
One of the things I also loved about, as you said, trying not to spoil anything, but one of the things I loved about the Batman was for Gotham City, it showed it with the other criminals, you know? Like it showed it as how Gotham City is kind of like portrayed in comics, where you don't know what year it is, because there's modern stuff, but there's also like old cars that you'll see around there and everything. And then the villains are out living their life too.
Literally.
Like
literally. Like the villains like are at large, but at the same time they're just chilling. Like,
yeah.
The Penguin literally is just chilling at his club that everybody knows he owns.
Yeah, he's chilling in the Iceberg Lounge.
He literally knows. It doesn't say whether or not like the Penguin is like a big villain at this time, but either way, like he's a bad dude and he's just vibing. He's just chilling. He's literally just chilling in his office at this lounge.
And Batman knows where he is.
It's just like there's literally a part of the movie where he's like, "Yeah, I know who that is." And it's like, "You know who that is? Then go get him." Or at least that's what would happen in The Dark Knight. That's what would happen in The Dark Knight. Like you feel like you'd have to go get him.
Exactly.
Where it just feels like they're in their own world.
Yeah.
I agree. That's a really cool part. All right, and we are on our final segment, which is records. I mean, we can't talk about records without talking about the Summerfest lineup.
First of all, I am very upset that I won't be here for it this year, because this man took me to my first ever concert at Summerfest when we went and saw G-Eazy back in good old 2021.
2021. Feels like
so long ago, but just like yesterday.
That was a good time.
That was an incredible concert.
But I will say that last year's lineup was probably better than this year's lineup, because there's not a whole lot of stuff going on here. Like, I mean, there's some standouts. There's some standouts, which is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some of the people we're excited for. I'm going to For King Country on July 9th. Thomas Rhett, also on July 9th. And then I also got invited to go see Machine Gun Kelly, which is cool. I like Machine Gun Kelly. Big fan. I would say those are the 3 I'm probably the most excited for. So it's cool that I got invited to go to them and everything. Do you have any standouts that you want to say?
I mean, I won't really be able to go see any of them.
I mean, but that you would like to see, like that it was cool that you saw it there.
I mean, I definitely would have loved to go see Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Especially because now that he's doing like the punk rock stuff, he just seems so much happier. When he originally started rapping, he kind of always looked like a punk rocker.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just something where I was like, dude, maybe try something else.
give it a try.
Give it a try.
I will say though, did you see the other day when somebody brought up Eminem while he was like coming out from one of his concerts or something, and he looked so scared. The idea of Eminem's name being brought up just brought the man to shivers. Like, it was horrible.
Man.
I feel so bad for him, but also I don't, because that's what you get for messing with the GOAT.
I was about to say, when you come at the GOAT, you better be ready.
Yeah, exactly. Got anybody else? I mean, personally, I was excited to see Corday. He's not a big rapper, but like he should be. He's awesome. He collaborated with Eminem twice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Twice.
Yeah.
He's got a song called Killer by Eminem. It's got Corday and it's got Jack Harlow on it.
Yep.
You haven't listened to that, go listen to that. It's a great song. And then he's also got a remix to one of Corday's better songs on his new album that features Eminem. I can't think of what it's called right now. Hold on, I gotta look now. Parables. Great song. Parables. The remix with Eminem. Go look that up too. But yeah, Corday's great. Lil Wayne.
I was just about to say an old nostalgia thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than nostalgia.
Yeah, Lil Wayne. Rap fans would love to listen to Lil Wayne.
Isn't Wiz Khalifa there too?
Wiz Khalifa's there. Yeah, they're just 2 Chainz is there. Like, why are they? They got Corday and then they got all these like old rappers
guys,
showing
yeah.
up, which is cool. But like, can we get like some new people? Which, I mean, maybe some of these people that I don't recognize are up and comers and I just don't care enough. But you got the big names too. You got Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's gonna be there.
Who else did we see on there? Was it Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys was there. What's the girl's name? She was right next to Avril Lavigne.
Oh yeah.
Avril Lavigne. She was on there too.
Wasn't. Oh, I can't remember her name. Let's just go back.
We
to the
gonna
list.
look. All right,
Yeah.
we tried writing a list down, but we're
Yeah.
just gonna go ahead and look back. Jason Aldean. I love Jason
Yep.
Aldean. Jason Aldean's
Oh,
gonna be great too.
Steve Aoki's there too.
Steve Aoki's there.
Yep.
Halsey.
Yeah.
Was that the one? Was that the one that
No.
you were thinking of? Oh,
No.
okay. Ian Dior's good, I guess.
Oh, Charlie XCX.
XCX.
That's
Yep.
who it was.
Yep. I don't listen to her music, but she's pretty big on Spotify.
I don't listen to her music either, but she's just, I feel like I hear her name all the time.
Yeah. Dustin Lynch.
Yep.
You listen to country a little
Yeah.
bit, yeah. Dustin Lynch is pretty good for country.
Or-
I also got invited to go to Time Flies. That kind of just got pushed on the back burner, though, so I don't think I'm actually going to that. So, Skillet. Skillet's great. Love Skillet. I would love to go see Skillet, too, but, I mean, that's already a lot of concerts, so it's
I'm
probably
about
not
to
gonna-
say budget's a little tight.
Yeah, budget's a little tight right now.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
That's okay, though. Go ahead and check out, definitely go to Summerfest if you've never been. A couple years ago was my first time. It was before COVID. It was 2019, I think. I went and saw Quinn 92.
Hey.
That was a great concert. And yeah, I went and saw G-Eazy with this dude. That was great. I saw Quinn again this last year. I saw Kesha last year. That was great though. Like honestly, that was so much fun. You talk about that nostalgia.
I forgot she was there.
She was so good. My buddy Lucas. Oh my goodness, he was losing his mind. And it was hilarious. He was singing all these Kesha songs that I had never heard of, and he's just like, he's
a big Kesha fan?
Apparently, dude. He's like a bigger fan than his girlfriend. And he's just like
that's
blaring
amazing.
the lyrics. So I thought that was awesome. Shout out to Lucas. Hopefully you're watching this.
What are the dates for, like, when's it start?
It starts on June 23rd, which is, I believe, that's a Thursday.
Yep,
23rd. Yep.
Thursday.
So it starts Thursday, June 23rd, and then it goes all the way through July 9th, which is a Saturday. So, yeah, go check it out, and maybe I'll see some of you guys there. That would be cool. I won't see him.
I won't.
Yeah, which,
What are you going to do?
yeah. All right, so now we're going to start talking about some WLC stuff, which we go to Wisconsin Lutheran College in Milwaukee, a.k.a. WLC, and I am in the choir. I'm a tenor, or as he likes to call it, the Big High.
I'm not musically inclined. I'm not.
He doesn't sing. He just likes listening to music. But, yeah, the WLC choir concert, which was supposed to happen on
The 6th,
Friday.
Friday the 6th.
was postponed because of COVID. COVID really sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
COVID is the worst.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. The choir concert got postponed from this coming Friday to not next Wednesday, but 2 Wednesdays.
Which just so happens to be the middle of finals week.
The middle of finals week, which is fine for me because I don't really have many finals, but I know some people do. And, some people are probably done with finals by Wednesday.
True.
So if you can go, great. But if you're going to be gone, I don't blame you.
There's a live stream link, too, though.
There is a live stream link. It's on WLC's website. Go take a look at it if you can't make it. We would love to have you join in on the live stream. But,
choir's great. Their choir's great, too.
We have a great director. So, yeah, we're excited to actually be able to have a concert because we thought it was just going to get canceled. So,
yeah.
That's super cool. If you can make it, cool. If you can't, go ahead and take a look at the live stream.
Exactly.
It's my last concert. I am probably gonna cry, but I might not. We'll see. Our last song is gonna blow your mind.
What song is it?
I can't tell you.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. I refuse.
Off camera?
Yeah, I'll tell you off camera.
All right, perfect.
All right. That is all that we have time for because I have a Senate meeting in 10 minutes.
That's perfect timing, though.
It is perfect timing. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in to Schwartz and Eiland's ASMR. This is just kind of a fun project, which I'm hoping will turn into more. It's going to be hard because he's in Arizona, but keep tuning in. We're hopefully going to have a couple more episodes before the school year is done. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.